Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to my Creative Critical Reflection, better known as the CCR. My name is Jennifer Vega, candidate number 0105, and this is my magazine, Silver Screen. I'm going to be honest, an entertainment magazine wasn't really my first thought. I went into this thinking, oh yeah, I'm doing a fashion magazine because why not, it'll be fun. And as you can see by my blog post, I dedicated a super long post to fashion and then said, bye fashion, hello entertainment. And so Silver Screen was born. To be honest, I've always loved film, so I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. I was super inspired by films that were able to completely make the audience believe that they were in a certain era or time period. Like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, how the set design made it seem like they were really in the late 60s. So I thought to myself, I'm going to make my friends look like they are actually in their given movie. So let's begin. How does my magazine use conventions? I used Entertainment Weekly, Empire, and Vanity Fair as my 3 genre magazines. To start off, all of these magazines have their masthead behind the model's face. It gives a 3D look that I find very appealing, and I chose to do the same for mine. Also, all of them have big letters to call out the attention of the audience. They also always have one big cover line, usually on top of the model and usually in the middle. This is always the big attention grabber to the given magazine. For example, in mine, audiences are going to know instantly that the main feature is going to be the 100 greatest movies of all time. The models in the front cover are always going to be the important aspect of the magazine. For example, in this cover of Entertainment Weekly, the audience might want to purchase because they want to learn more about Thor Ragnarok. And with mine, they know that Katniss will be important since she is in the cover. The photo is either a studio shot or a still from the movie, and it is usually a mid shot. To continue, this font for 100 Greatest Movies was inspired by this Empire magazine, and in this Empire magazine, it is a series where they all have similar looking fonts for the 100 Greatest Movies. It's not the same font because I couldn't find it. It still has that retro yet modern look to it. I also decided to have my audience be able to collect the covers because it grabs the audience attention even more and it makes it more interactive, just like Empire does sometimes, as we can see by this example. So moving on to table of contents. Entertainment magazine usually consists of 1 to 2 pages for their table of contents. I chose to do a double page spread because I thought that was nicer and allowed me to use multiple photos. The word contents also appears on the table of contents, which is something I put in mine as well. In addition, in Entertainment Weekly, I liked how the font for the word contents was the same as the font used on the cover. So for mine, I used the same font as I did for the 100 Greatest Movies. For the overall layout, I followed the style for entertainment magazines that there are 2 columns for the table of contents, like Empire and Entertainment Weekly usually do. Entertainment magazines have movie, TV, music, and book reviews, so I also made sure to add that to the table of contents. For photos used, I added as many as I could because Vanity Fair, Entertainment Weekly, and Empire add several photos to the table of contents to let the audience know what is coming, and it makes it visually appealing. I added the page number near each photo, which is what Entertainment Weekly does. It makes it easier for the audience to find the photo in the given magazine. And also, lastly, my magazine consists of 101 pages, which is an average for my magazine genre. So now, the feature spread, which is probably my favorite part of my magazine because I genuinely love the topic that I wrote about. To start off, I wrote my article in columns just like my genre magazine does. I also made sure to add quotes because I saw that Empire does this frequently. It makes the feature spread more realistic and it backs up what you're actually saying since quotes from directors or cast members were put and gave audience more information, which is something that everybody appreciates. In addition, this dark red shape used for a quote and this black line was inspired by Empire using shapes to divide the page. It makes the page more interesting to look at and I like the text wrap around it. Multiple photos were used because 1, I had too many pictures taken and I really wanted to make use of them. And also because entertainment magazines are always packed with photos. This photo of what is Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara has a transparent background like Vanity Fair does. It makes the photo stand out and look 3-dimensional, which I loved. Now, I didn't want my magazine to be a straight copy. I wanted my audience to be like
talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before.
So, without further ado, how does my magazine challenge conventions? To start off, for my cover, everything is the same except the masthead. I know I said it was similar to genre conventions because it has a large font size and it is behind the model, but all of my genre magazines have the title as 1 line. Mine has 2 words and doesn't go in a straight line across the page. 1 word, silver, is above screen. It is something that I haven't seen done in entertainment magazines, yet I still believe it works with mine because it balances out the page. For the table of contents, I definitely took more liberty. My 3 genre magazines always have a white background, and I didn't really like this because I felt that it was just boring. But then one day at Barnes & Noble's, I saw a magazine called Total Film, and I loved their table of contents with the photo in the background, so I imitated their style. In a way, I challenged and used the conventions for the table of contents, but I'm putting this in the challenge section because no other magazine does this, especially not my 3 genre magazines, which were Empire, Entertainment Weekly, and Vanity Fair. Then, for the feature spread, everything is pretty much the same as Empire, Entertainment Weekly, and Vanity Fair, except for this box. This was something I thought of last minute, but I love it because it's the interview that I promised on the cover for my audience, the all-exclusive interview, so I had to include it in my feature spread. In addition, I think it looks nice and it takes away empty space from the left side of the feature spread. How does my magazine represent social groups or social issues? My magazine doesn't really represent any social issues since it is heavily focused on social groups. My social group is mainly film lovers. For starters, all of my models are playing movie characters that many love and are well known. They are also a part of different genres such as romance, horror, and action. To start off, Kat was an icon in the early 2010s. She was in The Hunger Games, a book and movie loved by many, not to mention that it was a huge movie during that famous book-to-film adaptation era in film. Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara are iconic from Gone with the Wind. This is more aimed towards classic film lovers, and this movie is still a hit and is loved by many, which is why I also included it. Mia Wallace from Pulp Fiction was a must because 1. Quentin Tarantino is a well-known director that many admire, 2. Mia Wallace is in probably a billion shirts, and 3. She's just simply iconic. This movie is a cult classic for film lovers and cinema in general, and everybody knows this movie, and this magazine wouldn't be aimed at film lovers without her. Sidney Prescott is a character loved by horror fans. I tried to pick characters from different genres, and her being in Scream was amazing. Scream is a cult classic film in the horror genre, and it is well known for its iconic slasher sequences and great characterization, that of Sidney Prescott. Also, the feature article is all about film and has important facts about the movies mentioned. It is something that film buffs would love to read, especially the exclusive interview with Jennifer Lawrence. Moving on to question number 2. How does my magazine engage with audiences and how would it be distributed as a real-world text? My audience is aimed at women and men 16 to 35 and that of course love movies. I use direct address like your all-time favorite movies. Also, I used we as a pronoun to make it seem like I am directly talking to my audience. I also want them to relate to what I'm saying and break that wall between the magazine and the audience, so it could be like we're all talking about movies, which is super cool and something that I know film lovers would enjoy. My magazine's silver screen would also have a social media presence, just like all my other magazine genres. In addition, on the magazine folio, I made sure to put a website since online presence is very important. By also giving the audience a chance to collect other covers, it makes it interactive for the audience since they would be inclined to purchase more and collect them. Silver Screen would be distributed in stores such as Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and more, since I have a barcode on the magazine. It would also have an online subscription through the website where they would be able to input their email and get it through their emails, or they could see pages on the website. My magazine would also come out monthly so that everybody could get the latest news on hit movies for my target audience. That's it for question 1 and 2. I'll see you in the next post with questions 3 and 4. Thank you.